Hey guys, welcome back to Seller Sessions for a very special 800th episode. I don't know how we got this far, Isa, but yeah, 800's quite a lot. And so, yeah, I mean, we skipped 700 because we blast out so many episodes a week now. I forgot about 700. But thank you for everyone joining us today. Today is going to be bringing on about 36 guests in total over the course of the hour. And the idea is to everyone to give a tip for 2022. So my co-host here, Izabela is here. Of course, Cassandra Craven. Stephen Black's joined us. Adam Heist is here. Of course, Steve Simonson and the lovely Amy Weiss. How are we doing, guys?
Good. Good to be here.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Everything's good.
Cool. So kicking off, Cassandra, give us a tip for 2022.
All right. Well, I'm going to tap into my social media expertise and tell everyone that bite-sized short form content is going to take over next year. So get on TikTok, get on your Instagram Reels, and start producing your shorter content to get the maximum coverage and take over that algorithm, guys. The engagement is high, and that's what's going to do it. So I'm tapping into a strategic tip for 2022, and that is it. Thank you.
No worries. Okay, over to you, Stephen. Welcome back.
There's two of us. Which one?
Sorry, Stephen Black. Yeah.
Okay, 2022 tip. Your list is going to be more important than ever in 2022. If you're not making a list, you're treating this as a hobby. Here's something actionable you should do. Groups convert higher than pages, especially on Facebook. Okay. If you want to make a niche related group on Facebook and make the most out of it, find your niche related content, especially bite-sized stuff that Cassandra was talking about. And then what you're going to do, I want you to set up a separate landing page. Okay. And make and run ads to the landing page for an opt-in to the group. But what I want you to do is, as a condition to opt into the group, when they click to invite, have a pop-up that comes up. Say, I want your name, your email, and your phone number for SMS. We added over 50,000 people to the email last year. We added over 20,000 people to the SMS list. And we saw a 35% uptick in profit just from the SMS list this year alone. Do that in 2022. You'll crush everybody.
Excellent. That's really, really good. Adam.
Thanks for having me on, guys. I'll maybe riff on Stephen a little bit. I think it's probably pretty fair to say most of the folks I chat with, even myself personally, that are building Amazon-centric channel brands. It's not that Amazon's a be-all, end-all, but we definitely exist, I would say, in an echo chamber. I think that the most folks tend to consume, call it 90+% Amazon-centric content, 10% non-Amazon. My tip is to inverse that this year. Get out of the Amazon echo chamber. It's the same 15 people saying the same stuff, the same people selling courses and software, whatever else. Bar none, any strategic discovery I've ever made to scale my businesses has come from outside of the Amazon ecosystem. So focus on people that are killing it in D2C. You can even be okay at D2C strategies and you will be elite level in Amazon. So unplug from the matrix that is the Amazon ecosystem, and find sources of information outside of Amazon. And I think that you'll find that your business will grow beyond your wildest imagination and diversify your strategies for 2022.
Excellent. Steve Simonson.
Okay, I want to make it quick, so I'll just say it as quick as I can. 5 billion, 50 million, 101,022. Thank you very much. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm getting some blank looks. Maybe. All right, I'll do it again. 50, 50, 10, 10, 2, 2. I'm out. Still not enough, huh?
No, you need to drop it a little bit clearer, my friend.
All right. Well, listen, if I have to break it down to this level, everybody, I want you to pay close attention to the breakdown. Okay. If you really do want to transform not just your business, but your life, right? You want to change your life for the better. You want to transform your business. I want you to meet 50 new sellers next year. Not sellers you already know, 50 new sellers, and help them just do one thing. Just help them with one problem. So that's your first 50. I want you to read 50 books. Just go read them. I don't care if you listen to them on audio. I don't care if you read them the old-fashioned way. Just do it. I don't really care what your excuse is. Your life will be better if you read books and try to take the context of the lesson. So that's the second 50. Find 10 new strategies that will deliver 10% or have the potential to deliver 10% impact to your business. Those could be better supply chain savings, right? Reduce your cost by 10%, or strategies like the gang's already laid out for you to increase marketing. And finally, create 2 marketing funnels or sales channels, and then add 2 people to your board of advisors, which may or may not exist. I'm guessing it doesn't. At least have 3 people on your board of advisors, including yourself. 50-50, 10-10, 2-2. I couldn't make it any simpler than that, Danny.
Superb. I love that. All good. I've just used Izabela's. Normally my one is make sense, and I'm just now robbing my co-host catchphrase. Thank you, Steve. Amy Weiss, what's your tip for 2022?
Hey, everybody. Well, as you guys know, I'm a total planning nerd, and I encourage those around me to be planning nerds as well, because all that matters to your success is you reaching your goals. You cannot measure your success by somebody else's goals. That's not going to get you anywhere. So what I want you to do is, first of all, look back at the last year and understand what you accomplished and what you didn't accomplish. Take a moment to celebrate how far you've come, but also to reevaluate your goals and reset your vision. What is important to you in 2022? You need to identify that. Look at what didn't get measured and needed to get measured, but also appreciate how far you've come. Sometimes we forget how far we've come and we don't take the time to actually appreciate that. So take that time to do your annual planning, identify what's important to you in 2022, rerun your numbers. A lot of things have changed in the last, even in the last year, but a lot of things have changed. Fees have gone up, things have really changed. So rerun your numbers, make sure things still make sense and you're heading towards greater profitability. Set your new goals for 2022. And most importantly, if I could encourage you to do nothing else, it would be get into a planning cycle. Make sure you're planning every quarter, every month, every week, and to some point every day, because that's really going to help you stay on track and really measure the things that are important to you and meet your goals. That's it.
Superb. Brandon Young.
Hey, good morning, guys. So many amazing tips so far today that I agree 1,000% with. Setting proper objectives and goal setting, learning what other people are doing off of Amazon is a great tip as well. I think that, within Amazon's ecosystem, we really get consumed by what's working on Amazon. And I think that that's important because things are changing even within Amazon's algorithm. So it's really important that you understand the fundamentals first. Focus on content this year. Content is going to be what drives your click-through rate and your conversion rate above and beyond your competition. I think a lot of people are going to struggle because they were using too many tricks and hacks to drive traffic and artificially inflate their ranks, and they don't have a real good offer. So maximize your actual offer. Make sure that you have a legitimate product that will be sustainable once you do rank it, and focus on the keywords as usual. Get it ranked well, but make sure it's going to stay there based on its merit, not based on any artificial inflation.
Superb. And Michael, thank you for joining us, Michael. Mr.
Thanks for
Hartman.
having me on, Danny.
You're
Long time
welcome.
no see.
Indeed.
For me, 2021 and 2022 has all been about one thing, is getting the right people in the right seats. So focus on building the right team, focus on getting the leaders first, and then building down from there and getting the structure correctly. If you have the right team, you're going to be able to scale the business indefinitely, and making sure you have the right people who are correctly motivated in the team is one of the most pivotal things for my businesses at this point.
Cool. Izabela, do you have any questions before we move into the next group from anyone?
I just want to go back to this video and actually write everything down what everyone said, because I think and put it into a book and sell it on Amazon for $9.99 for those who are now watching. First of all, Danny, I just realized last November 2nd was 1 year since I started Seller Sessions, and we didn't get to celebrate that. So thank you for having me as your co-host. This has been amazing. I love meeting new people. I get to talk to different people that I wouldn't usually talk to and bring them on the show. So I think it's great. It's lovely being part of the community, having all these brilliant minds on the show with us all the time. And my tips, I'm going to just add something to what everybody said, which is set an intention. So an intention is a little different than, just goals for the new year, because we all tend to say, okay, I want to hit those 7 figures or 8 figures this year, but set an intention how you want your year to go. So my intention for the next year, and not everybody has to follow that, but is work less, make more, have more fun. That's literally my intention for next year. Of course, you can now break it down based on what everybody else said so far, creating content, creating groups like Stephen Black was saying, he's such a genius, and just grind hard, but also remember to zoom out and enjoy being a human being and enjoy being alive, because we just work and work and work and work, and we keep amassing all this wealth, and then for what? Let's have more fun. I think that's literally what I'm going to be doing. So you guys can work hard, but I'm going to be partying hard this year. So
excellent. I also just want to mention our other co-host, Sharon. She couldn't be here today. She's sick. She's been sitting there all day trying to take cough medicine to get her voice back. Obviously, Sharon has a big voice in the industry. So she wants to send her love to everyone and thank everyone for the support as well. Michael, what have you been up to? Last time I see you at a wedding, we won't tell people what we got up to. And you put me in a certain situation, which I'm going to pay you back for in kindness at some point. But it related to scaling, we do know that. So you scaling up next year, what's working in terms of your business at the moment? What are you working on particularly?
I'll discuss more in Q1, but I'm probably breaking up the businesses into 4 separate businesses.
Yeah.
And looking to raise some capital right now and taking on some money from some investors to just play with the boys in the big leagues, as I call it. So it'll be a different thing than I'm used to.
Yeah.
So it's an adventure that is not needed, but it's wanted, to put it that way. So that's what I'm working on. And that's basically it. So we'll see what happens in Q1.
Excellent. Adam, what's your plans? You obviously had the exit recently. You held one brand back. Is that right? You're going to scale that and get rid of it?
Yeah, I've got a couple that I own 100% still, and then I've got a number of other ones that I've got kind of minority equity in. So for me, there's one in particular that I'm kind of hitting the gas pretty hard on this year. A lot of honestly off Amazon stuff. So I actually come from a more retail background. So we're looking at a lot of retail for that. So kind of hitting the road, working on retail, doing a lot of stuff internationally. So that's going to be, I would say, 70% of the focus. In the middle of buying a brand as well. So we'll see if we can get that one in the chamber. And then I'd say the other project I'm focused on this year is getting, basically investing in other Amazon brands, call it 500,000 to $1 million, and seeing if we can scale those to 5-10 million. Built some pretty cool systems and kind of a team structure now. So plugging some of those investments and incubating kind of brands to scale them up. So those are probably the 3 focus areas for me here in 2022.
Sounds good. Brandon, what you got planned next year? I know that you got your fingers in just about every pie in the industry, from software to everything else, like a one-man band. But obviously you've got a big team behind you. What is going to be your main focus? You've got your courses, obviously your seller, you've got your speaking work, the workshops. It's like fucking never ending. What is your focus next year where you think you're going to make a difference?
Yeah, I think what's really interesting is that as we journey into scaling into mid to high 8 figures with our brand, it's something that we can offer to our members, so it's the hardest part for us was really learning how to hire and how to manage properly and how to create a true structure for a company. It's really difficult. So for the last year, we've been working with a CEO coach. We've spent over $100,000 learning hands-on with like a fractional CEO, fractional workers, to really build up our knowledge base and understanding. And what's great is, like, as we do that and we really fly and create a real business and a real company versus like an Amazon brand with a few specialists, right? Like there's just a huge difference. So we're able to impart that knowledge so that our members can go to the next level. So one of my main brands, the toy brand, is the one that we're really going to go big on. We're going multi-channel, we're going retail, we're going wholesale. We just hired our first retail sales specialist. We're already in 400 doors. So that's really exciting that we're really scaling that side of it. From the software perspective, our goal is just to continue to build new features, automations, make things faster. We have 6 programmers now. And we're just going to continue to scale that end of it too. Some stuff that really is pretty innovative and different in the industry.
Cool. Superb. Amy, what's the plan for you 2022? What's your focus?
Well, I'm selling my private label brands this year, so that's exciting, or upcoming. So selling those, and really, I'm getting more involved outside of Amazon and more focused on product development and helping the business communities at my state level and at the collegiate level understand product development, understand manufacturing. We're working on manufacturing outside of China, as well as kind of understanding the different areas where manufacturing takes place, and just overall educating, elevating the education in our business communities, because I've seen a giant deficit there in terms of new entrepreneurs outside of in the Amazon community. We're great. Like, we've got so many great experts, but outside of that, if you're wanting to start a product-based business, there is just a lot of missing links. So we're working on just developing better education, filling in those gaps, helping out, internationally in terms of manufacturing, connecting more manufacturers with business owners that need them, and breaking down some of those walls. So that's kind of what's going on. And then, of course, more events. We're doing some really, really great events, and I'm really enjoying that. Danny, you are muted.
I'm just saying, I'll say it all over again. I just want to say thank you guys for coming up and giving up your time and attention. I know it's precious, and thank you for the work that you do in the community as well. So, Brandon, I've got to say farewell to you, and I'll see you very soon. Same with you, Amy and Adam. Cassandra, I'll keep on to see what you've got coming up, and then we'll start to bring our way through the various different guests. So goodbye to those who's dropping off. And welcome to the stream. Who we got here in the waiting room, in the green room. Let me just get rid of this. Remove from studio. Cool. So, Cash, just quickly, what you got planned for 2022 before jumping off?
Well, Helium 10, as always, leveling up. We almost tripled our team in size between, all the COVID and quarantine time. So I think it's time to really take advantage of that in 2022 with in-person events. Wrapping up in September, we'll have our big conference in Las Vegas. So I think we're really trying to double down on all that. We are also capitalizing on people learning the basics of Amazon, because we got so many new sellers during the COVID quarantine life and people losing jobs and things like that. But also on the other end, helping those seasoned Amazon sellers sell their businesses, capitalize on it, and go to the next level. Personally, Danny, I'm ready to travel. I am ready to get on both ends of the spectrum, as Izabela said, of work hard, play hard. And I am definitely mapping that out and carving out more time for myself, because I think I give so much to so many people, guys, that it's time for me to take a little time for myself as well. But of course, I will never let anyone down. That is it, Danny. Thank you so much for everything. Congratulations. I love you. Mwah.
We love you, Cassandra. You're the best. Helium 10 is the best. Yay.
My mic was muted. And quickly, did you get sign off from our discussion? Right.
Yes.
So you'll be at Branded by Women on.
I will be there, baby. Don't worry.
Excellent. Cool. All right. I'll love and leave you, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Okay. Izabela, do you want to ask these guys the questions?
What they're up to? As these guys? Howard, How are you? Are you ready? You might want to mute yourself unless you speak sign language, because we can also speak that as well.
Yeah, I'm ready, but I'm not sure what you're gonna ask. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, what have you been up to? What are your plans for next year? Give us some tips, some Howard Tide the Professor tips.
I have a lot. I'm probably gonna do less and less like masterminds, like maybe once or twice a year, and focus more on work, meaning helping clients and managing and working on like my SaaS, as well as trying to travel more with my wife and just probably learn more as well. So because events kind of takes a lot out of you. So I think that's what my goal is for 2022.
And
I
what's
love that.
and what's your tip for sellers listening to the podcast for 2022?
I mean, I would say like you guys gotta level up because if you don't, in Amazon they changes all the time. So if you guys learn like new things, 1% every day, you'll get like 37 times more growth. So just learn more and play hard too, like Izabela said. I think
finally somebody's agreeing to play harder and work less. I don't know, maybe it's just me. It's just I feel like this whole year we've all been working so hard, like so hard. Every single person I talk to, they're like, you know what, I just kept my head down. And yeah, we went to some events, but obviously not even compared to the previous years. But let's have some fun. And whether that involves like just having a fun mastermind where you still enjoy time with your friends, still learn something, but let's live more. So I love that, Howard, and I love all your pictures with your wife and how you're spoiling her.
Yeah.
That's nice. I don't know if you did something bad there or why she's getting all these purses, but I like it. Just keep it going.
I mean, before it was like more me working so much that I neglect her. So now it's time for us to spend some time together. And like health is important. So that's why we're playing hard is going to help you with release some of the stress and live longer and healthier.
Absolutely. Thank you, Howard, so much. Who's going next? I think we should do McLean because she's sitting there so pretty. It's so good to have you on, McLean. How are you, my love?
I'm so excited to see all your faces. It feels like forever.
We're always here, girl. Always here behind the screens.
So what's your tip, McLean?
So I really think now more than ever, because the competition on e-commerce and Amazon is so severe, that we really need to focus on consumer psychology and what really drives people to purchase things, right? So a lot of people will go to Amazon for practical purposes because they need something, right? But at the end of the day, they're going to actually purchase that product based on an emotional connection to it, right? So for example, if you are selling a couch, obviously there's going to be thousands of other couches out there on the market, and your competitors will probably be talking about things like that it has a pull-out bed or that the leather on the couch is super comfortable. But that doesn't necessarily evoke an emotional connection to the couch. So what you want to convey is that your couch is going to provide a great movie night with the kids, right? Or it's going to allow you and your spouse to get more intimate and cuddle more. Or it's going to provide that comfort at the end of the day when you've worked so hard and you just want to sink into the couch and let all your worries go away. That is what is going to connect a consumer to your product and to your brand. And a really good example of that is Nike, right? Like I love using Nike as an example because they use the slogan, just do it. And just do it is kind of a double entendre because in one way they're saying, just buy this product, just do it. But on the other hand, they're actually saying to the consumer, just go live your life, go do adventures, go hiking, go travel, do all this amazing stuff that's going to benefit your life. And that really dives into the consumer psychology of why people purchase things. And if you're not in tune with that, if you're not paying attention to really why someone purchases your product and creates brand loyalty with it, you're going to miss out on a lot of sales. So that would be my main tip for whether you're a service provider or you sell products or, you know, whatever you sell. Really dive into why that person will be emotionally connected to you and your product.
Excellent.
Very good. Love that.
Thanks.
One.
Me. Hello everyone. It's nice to see you all again. I guess my tip for 2022, I have two. One personal, do something that makes you feel uncomfortable. What I mean by that is do something that you've never done before, whether it be go party with Izabela Hamilton, clearly is the theme in this podcast, clearly. But I would say like professional or personally, you would do something like start a podcast, which I think would help push a lot of people to help with speaking. Go say yes to that speaking engagement. Reach out to somebody that you find as a mentor or someone who's taught you something, but you've never actually reached out or sent them an email or a note on social media and say, hey, I just want to say thank you. Ask for help. I think a lot of people don't ask for help a lot of the times, and by the time they do, it's too late, whether it be personally or professionally. I think this is a cool community of people who are willing to support entrepreneurs in general, whether you're a service provider or a seller. That's why I would say personally. Professionally, I think building brands are going to be even more important in 2022. People who are exiting their businesses, it's not just on Amazon. So if you're going to diversify, do it smartly, but do it strategically, both cross-border selling, whether it's on a Shopify site, they're investing in cross-border selling. So you know that's where lots of international growth is happening. So start to make those strategic branding decisions as a business so that when you do exit eventually your brand or your business, you can say, look what I've built out before, name your what price are you going to offer me, and you're going to be better for it at the end of the day. So those are my two quick tips, and just be consistent in everything you do, whether marketing or advertising or content piece. Just flex that muscle every day and you'll be stronger at the end of the year.
Excellent. Tal, you're muted.
Hey everyone, congratulations Danny and Izabela. That's awesome that you guys have been able to get this to 800. That's quite a feat, and it's kind of inspiring that it's that consistent every single week, multiple times a week. And I don't know, I'm actually in awe that it's gotten that far. So great job, and thank you for having me. Yeah, welcome guys. Welcome to 2022. You know, I'm really excited about it. I'm finally hoping that Corona will be over in 2022. I think that's the first that's the first thing that I'm most excited about. And over, I guess, is going to be a spectrum, but you know what I'm saying here. Hopefully Danny can come to the States this year to prosper. I think that's going to be really great.
I'll be there. I'll be there in March. I've got 3 gigs at Prosper. We've got the Mention Party, which is by invitation only. And I'm just signing off on a rum and reggae party as well, where I'll be playing dub, lovers rock, reggae, and everyone will be eating jerk chicken and drinking rum cocktails. But there'll be more details released on that at a later date.
I've heard things about the infamous Danny parties, so I'm really excited about them.
Well, I was meant to do the last party, and let's get it out on the table. People in the industry gossip, and they decided to call my all-night party Danny's sex party. That's what it was entitled.
That's what you told me it was. That's the only reason I was going.
That ain't happening on my watch. I'm telling you that now. I'll get cancelled. Yeah.
But I just want to go to a party. I've never got to go to an Amazon party. I just want one invite.
One invite.
That's all I want. I just want to party one time, Danny.
Just the once. You're a machine. You're always out there partying. What are you talking about?
I've never partied. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've got all the pictures. I've been saving them up. Tal, what's your key tip for 2022?
Yeah, I would say from like an e-commerce standpoint, diversification for sure. I think the days of Amazon being a one-stop shop and a marketplace are over. It's time to really think about your brand, building it out and building it across multiple channels. Tim and I were actually on a panel about this like not even a month ago back in Austin, and I hope it was well received. But focusing on your Shopify or your BigCommerce or whatever native channel you have built, as well as looking at some of these other channels like Walmart that are starting to grow, and just not relying on getting Bezos. I guess it's not really Bezos anymore, but getting shut down by, what's his name? The new guy. Getting shut down for whatever reason that they want to shut you down. You need to have your backup plans. And so really focusing on your brand, and like McLean said, like really focusing on the psychology behind the brand, I think is going to be really important.
Sounds good. Right. So Howard's going to love and leave you. Thank you for joining us today. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Same with you as well, Ryan. I look forward to seeing you in the coming months. McLean, a pleasure as always. So again, I'll see you again soon. Tim, you're up next.
Cool. So I just put my laptop away because I'm headed to the airport in about 8 minutes.
Okay.
To come see your beautiful face. Are you excited?
I'm excited.
Wait, mine, Tim?
No,
Are you coming to London?
No, she's not come to London. She
Oh,
dropped out
no.
this one. I'm very disappointed in her. Yeah.
You just said beautiful. I thought you were speaking.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of beautiful, Izabela, give me the honest truth. Do these blue blocker glasses make me look smarter and more
I
handsome?
noticed, I was going to say there's something smarty, intelligently about you, but now I see what it is. It was the
I'll
look.
take all the help I can get. If I have to wear glasses to look smart, it's over. It's done.
You do need an extra push. So I think this is like evens you out is perfect. Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Cool. Tim.
So Danny, now that I've been insulted, I can give my advice.
Yep. Excellent. Let's do it.
And the advice actually falls into this idea of not being as smart as we think we are. And it's leveraging wisdom and experience. And let me explain my reasoning here before I tell you what the solution is. I've worked in this e-com space for 5 or 6 years now, and I've seen some incredible entrepreneurs and some incredible businesses being built by people that never thought they would build a business. Like, it was a lot of times kind of by accident. Like, you've got stay-at-home moms that turn into millionaires. You've got, I was a firefighter. There's a side hustle that turned into like multiple private label brands that,
it's the irony of it. That's what being in and around selling on Amazon or whatever you do, whether you're a service provider or not, it's literally fucking putting out fires every day, isn't it? So you're not far removed from the original job.
Drinking from a fire hose. Yeah. But the problem with that is we love the idea of building these businesses, but we don't necessarily know how to do it. Like, we don't have experience. We haven't seen a lot of times the way companies work, and enterprise level corporations need to be structured and built. We're just trying to figure it out
Tim, you've gone sideways.
Sorry, I lost you. So a lot of times we do figure it out, but we go about it the long way. We go about it the slow way. We miss out some good opportunities. So what I have started finding recently that helps a tremendous amount with businesses is usually using fractional executives. Okay, now let me explain what that is. Most of our businesses are so small that we can't afford, and we don't need a full-time chief financial officer or chief marketing officer or chief operations officer. But we need the wisdom and experience of those types of roles and those types of people to continue to scale our business. So I have fallen into this opportunity of finding what we call fractional executives. So fractional CMOs, CFOs, COOs. And you can hire them very inexpensively to come in for a couple hours a week and radically change your business, right? I can't afford a CFO, but I need someone that's a lot smarter with money than I am. Well, if I can hire them for 5 hours a month just to troubleshoot, or just to look and say, hey, Tim, this is a boneheaded thing you're doing here. You need to do this differently. Or no, you should be using, working capital here. Or you should be doing this and this. I can leverage that experience. It's affordable for me. And the other thing that's cool about these fractional executives is they are not stuck in the bubble of one company, right? They don't just see one way of doing things. Because they're working for multiple companies, they get to see what's working. They get to see what's not working. They get to see innovation. They get to see mistakes, right? So by leveraging all of the experience that they're building massively while being able to afford it, because they're very inexpensive just for a few hours, they give you kind of not only the fuel to stoke the fire of your business, but sometimes more importantly, they can easily help you avoid catastrophic mistakes that you can't afford to make in your business that you don't realize you're doing.
Makes sense.
So there's my tip.
Excellent. I love that tip. I love that.
I
Jules.
love that, Tim. I'm going to hit you up after this. hire you as a fractional smart person in my team.
I can't hear anybody.
It's probably because of the glasses. It's okay. We'll tell you after.
Cool. George, you're up next. Tip for 2022.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for having me. And obviously, congratulations. So, a tip for 2022, I would say just try and make a new change every month and be bold with it. So, whether that's kind of looking at putting your best-selling product in a different marketplace. We had one client that's just come on, and they tried a brand new marketplace, which Amazon Japan, and it's now their second largest marketplace after 3 months because their product just managed to fit so well and was in high demand. So being able to push, we had another product, a client where they moved their best-selling item in the UK to the US. That one product does more in terms of revenue than every product combined in the UK. So always being prepared to just take what you got that's working really well and put in it somewhere else. That tends to work pretty well. And another tip that I wanted to give as well is not being afraid to let go, allowing other people who are professionals to take control and allow them to do what they know what to do. That will then free you up to then be able to look into areas of your business that you can then grow further. So they're the 2 tips that I'll give.
Excellent. Jim.
Hi, Danny. Hi, guys. 800 shows. Well done, mate. That's massive. So look, I'm going to take it boring. You know what I'm going to talk about? It's selling your business. Casey's going to talk about the interesting stuff in a minute. Look, a lot of people talk about selling the business, and I just want to simplify it down to a few things. So, if you want to sell, focus on these metrics. Try and get 20% EBITDA. Get your ad spend to between 7 and 15% TACOS. Brent's probably going to talk about this as well, but some categories you can go higher, but 7 to 15 is a really healthy kind of thing to target the business around. And don't believe the hype about being on different channels as a value add to your business. Normally it's a massive distraction and adds no value. So keep pumping Amazon. That's what actually most acquirers really like and can scale. So keep it simple, focus on what works.
Thank you, Jim. And your partner in crime, well, I say partner in crime, you've got about 1,000 staff there now, haven't you? Casey Goss.
I had to get him out of bed, you won't be surprised to hear.
Oh yeah, after seller sessions, yeah. It's become a bit of a habit, isn't it?
It is.
I heard it Accelerate that you got a taste for the party culture, my friend, didn't you? We need to get you along.
Accelerate. Which one?
Was it Accelerate? Was an event a couple of weeks ago you were speaking at and
Innovate.
Innovate.
AMZ Innovate, yeah.
AMZ Innovate. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
it's all
yeah. It's all good. It's all good. It's all part of the rock and roll. It's part of the culture, right? It makes it more exciting.
Yeah, work hard, play hard. Got to keep those dopamine levels, high. Chasing after the next high in work.
Yeah, not the other highs, because we say no to drugs. Don't do them, kids. Yeah,
I say no every day. So
yeah,
it's a commitment I make to myself. But yeah, let's get. I mean, that could be the tip, but I guess I'll give you another.
Just
one.
say no. Yeah, we had a Brain Chill back in the 80s. They done a record on that, but I'm just showing my age.
Yeah.
Well then, Casey, what's your tip?
I've been talking, quite a bit about big coupons, and the tip is to be willing to do sometimes dramatic price changes. I think sellers often kind of get stuck at a price point, and your competitive set is constantly changing. Their price points are changing. The coupons that they're running are constantly changing. We're seeing some really good results from raising our price and adding a coupon, or throwing a coupon on our existing price point and seeing a nice increase in profit dollars made even after PPC. So the tip is go test out different price points, raise your price, add a coupon, raise your price, see what happens, lower your price, add a coupon onto your existing price point. You should always be testing. Maybe be a little more careful during Q4. You don't want to raise your price too much and see a drop in ranking, but it's the best way, or it's what can be one of the best ways to increase profit and revenue.
Cool. Paul Barron up next. You need to.
I had to find my unmute button. How you doing, man?
All good. Thank you.
Yeah, congrats on 800, dude. That is like, how much of that was COVID though? Because wasn't like you did this insane run. Like how many hundreds of shows you did in a row?
No, it wasn't hundreds. It was 77 days in a row.
It felt like hundreds. I didn't even do them.
He put hundreds of years on me. Don't worry, that stuck some on the clock. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess my advice is the same advice that I've been giving for like, I don't know, since 2018. Build a freaking audience. Like seriously.
And nobody's listening to you, Paul. You keep saying it. They're not listening. Say it again.
Build an audience. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit harder than not building an audience. Technically, you could not build an audience and still
slightly.
It's a little bit harder, but seriously, like build an audience. Because like there's so many ways that you can do it. And it's so, I mean, we could open up this whole bag of worms and talk about whether or not, you know, you can have inserts driving people to register products for warranties or whatnot. I still think that's okay. But like, you know, bare minimum, like have an insert that, you know, invites people to join your brand journey somehow. Right. So I think of funnels in three phases. There's always the call to action, the big juicy, what is going to get my attention. Right. Then you have the middle of funnel, which is all the boring stuff, which is data gathering. Make that as minimal as possible. Like first name, last name, email or something, right? Like first name, email. And then like, oh, wait, go check your email. There's one more step. Oh, wait, in your email, there's one more step, right? So like slowly escalate where you're getting people up. And then at the bottom of the funnel, so your top of funnel, your big juicy call to action. Then you get the middle of the funnel, the boring stuff where you're having people go through. And then the bottom of funnel which is, you know, that's what you're wanting people to do. What is it? You know, give you permission to follow up in 2 weeks to ask what their feedback is. Or, you know, we have a new product that you're going to love. You're going to get it today only for 50% off or 40% off or whatever. But my point is, you don't have those options if you're not building an audience. Like the option of launching to your list and sending an email is a really good option to have, because I'd rather have an email that like, and then we still get a couple sales or, you know, a couple dozen sales out of it, than not have that option. So it's really inexpensive. It's something that every seller should be doing. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it adds value and equity to your brand on exit if you have an audience.
Excellent. So I'm going to say some goodbyes, but Paul, thank you for coming on today. Same with you, Jim. I'll see you next week. And Casey, again, thank you for everyone's time and attention coming on. I know time's precious, but I'd like to say a big thank you for giving up your time today. So we'll start to move through the next array of guests. So see you soon, Casey.
Cheers, Danny.
Take care, Jim. And next up is going to be Melanie.
Hey, everyone. Hi. Yeah, just I think I was actually caught out of the blue there. I would say for me, because I'm in tax, I am more about the legislation, which is not one of the.
It's not sexy, but it's necessary, right? You save people money. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially if you are looking to grow your business for an exit, you need to make sure that these aggregators, they are getting a bit clever when it comes to compliance, especially in Europe. They want to acquire brands that are compliant, that are on top of the legislation. They don't want to be caught out by Amazon blocking their account just because they haven't been paying their taxes. So I would say that stay on top of the legislation. Especially in the marketplaces in Europe, there's been a lot of changes that have taken place, especially in 2021. We've got new changes that are coming in as from the 1st of January, whereby tax authorities now, they want people to register for EPR, and they call it as an EPR introduction, yet it's carbon tax. They don't want to call it a carbon tax. They say you're going to have to contribute for your carbon footprints that you are making in the world. I mean, to whom? Where's the money going to? But I would say that stay on top of the legislation. That is absolutely key. And also build an experience on your product. I'm not a salesperson, but I see a lot of business businesses, especially coming into the e-commerce space, and the next 12 months they're gone. You never hear about them. Why? Because what they've built, they've just taken a brand out there and shoved it in the market. They haven't done any changes onto it, and the next moment they are gone. So if you're going to be going into this game, come in and with the view that you are in here for the long haul. I think that's it for me for 2022.
Thank you very much. Up next is Brent.
Thanks, Danny. Yeah, congratulations on 800. Here's to 1,000 in the near future.
Well, it's not too far off. Yeah.
Yeah, it couldn't be. I guess my one and only kind of tip or hack today would be when you are retrospectively looking at where we were in this past year with ad spend and how do we allocate it between products, how do we allocate it between different types of campaigns. Please don't forget to allocate some of your ad spend towards experimentation. We so frequently see brands spending on just like basic ad types and not putting any money towards trying new stuff that Amazon's come out with. In the past 2 years alone, Amazon has come out with so many new ad types, formats, creative things. Video stands up there as one of them, sponsored display, all these new targeting types that exist. If you're not experimenting with that stuff and devoting some resources, that is to say ad budget, and allocating it towards it at a quarterly, monthly, and then even down to the week to week level, depending on what time of year it is, you're doing yourself a disservice. And we do a lot of audits, and what we always see is almost always, I should say, very little experimentation going on in an intentional kind of scientific method driven way. Usually what we do see, and you guys might be able to echo this, other people in the ad space, is I heard about this thing on a podcast. I set it up and I forgot about it. And that's basically not experimentation. That's just being sloppy. So set aside budget and then set about doing experimentation in a rigorous method. You can Google scientific method, follow that, and you'll be good.
Thank you. Lazar.
Hey, congrats on 800th episode. That's insane. It feels like Christmas, to be honest, for me.
Well, it is nearly Christmas, not too far off. And there's 2 Christmas parties this week, isn't there, on Friday and Saturday. Unfortunately, you're not flying over, though, are you?
Yeah, that's so unfortunate. But Yana is there. I'm pretty sure you're going to see her soon.
Indeed. What's the tip that you have for us today?
Well, I was talking a lot about TikTok, and I think that's going to be huge for the next year as well. We saw a lot of traffic coming to Amazon from TikTok this year, and Q1 is pretty good timing for creating campaigns to get some history there. So it would work during some summertime and like during period with higher traffic. So it's pretty easy, it's pretty simple, it's straightforward, and it's way cheaper than advertising on some other platforms. And if you send traffic to Amazon, you can see some amazing stuff there.
Superb. Up next is Ellis, and then we'll move to Liran.
Hi. So also congratulations on the 800. What I wanted to mention today for the tip is for people who are running advertising. And specifically, I would say the high art of advertising is knowing how to best support the overall business objectives. And on the simplest level, you need to know 3 things: your product margins, your TACOS, and the percentage of sales that are coming through advertising. So we see a lot of people who don't properly know their product margins to begin with. And this leads to lots of bad or mistaken assumptions in the choices that they're making going forward with advertising and other aspects. So that's the first thing. Make sure you have your product margins down well. And then with regard to TACOS, you want to be comparing your TACOS to the product margins and making sure that things make sense. If your TACOS is too close to your margins, so there's not enough left over after advertising, you need to make some form of adjustments. This may be raising prices which of course has its own set of consequences. It might be pulling back on advertising, could be doing different forms of advertising or optimizing the advertising. But you need to keep them in mind, especially with the rising tacos. As we talked about a couple of days ago on the podcast, tacos is way up over the last year. And so you may need to change your, the strategy you're taking or the approach you're taking with advertising. And then with regard to the percentage of sales coming through ads, really important to know, if it's really high and your business is very dependent on ads, that's going to call for certain kinds of adjustments that are very different than if your percentage of sales through ads is quite low. So yeah, that's on the simplest form of getting to the high art of coordinating a synergy between ads and your business goals.
Thank you very much. Guys, I'm going to say farewell to a few of you. Mel, thank you for your time. I'll see you at the weekend. Brent, I'll see you again very soon, I am sure. Lazar, same to you. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Ellis, thank you very much for joining the call. Up next is Liran Hirschkorn. Liran, what have you got for us?
Sure. Thanks. Congratulations on 800 episodes. I think I've only been on 600 of them. Danny,
I think you've been the most visited guest to the show, haven't you? I think
Great.
so. Yeah.
I don't know, but let's keep that up, Danny. What you're going to hear a lot of tips about Amazon, but I actually want to go back to our Mindset Sunday episodes, and this tip will stand the test of time. The tip is, invest more in yourself than you invest in anything else. I think Jim Rohn said, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Your job will make you an income. Your investing in yourself will make you a fortune. And when I look at some of the people here, Alex, Izabela, yourself, I know people that are the most successful people I know are investing in themselves more than anything else, because that's going to give you the motivation and the right mindset to push through all the headaches that come with also running a business. So that's my tip.
Excellent. Thank you very, very much.
Great tip, Liran. I love that.
Thank you. That's why I'm the most
Obviously, of course. Yes.
Matt Phipps is up next.
Hey, Danny, how we doing?
All good.
Happy birthday, mate. You don't look a day over 800.
Thank you.
Did well for it.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Good to see everyone else on here smiling away. Merry Christmas. My tip for day is really going back to kind of core Amazon stuff and product. For me, personally, my belief is that 80% of getting things done on Amazon is about the product. If you've got the great product, everything else is going to work hard for you and be a lot easier. Selling's becoming a lot more competitive. It's becoming more expensive to sell. We've got, it's harder to find margins. And also people are finding now increasingly that competitors are even lowering their prices as well. So by the time they've gone from identifying the product they want to launching it on the platform, they've been crowded out the market. And the solution for this, for me, something I'm very passionate about is differentiation. And I think that's absolutely the key to making your life a lot easier on Amazon in 2022. Avoiding the direct competition, making them less relevant, over-delivering really on customer experience. And there's so many different ways of differentiating. I don't just mean pick a different color or a different style. You can look at the product form. You can look at the materials the product's made of, the quality, the quantity. You can bundle. There are infinite possibilities to innovate in this space and bring customers something excellent. And if you can bring something that's excellent and different to what's out there already, the rest of your Amazon journey will be 1,000 times easier than it is duking it out with people over PPC or just trying to, get to that top of search. So that will be my tip for 22.
Thank you very much.
And look at Matt. He differentiated with his accent, So I mean, he's
one
doing
does
it.
one's best, Liran.
That was a great tip.
Hoodie.
Hey guys, thank you for having me on. Happy birthday, or however you call this. Like, what is it? Like happy anniversary? Happy 800th.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was thinking something practical is something that we're doing now with all these limits of the stocks and you can get pretty stressed about it. We're using reserved, like we're putting stuff in reserve so that you can have a bigger amount of stock. So that's the practical tip. And then like Liran was saying, I mean, it all goes back to how you're seeing things, like the perspective, the mindset. And I'm a lot about this. And I want to leave you with a quote that I really like. It's from Benjamin Franklin. And it says, wealth is not his that has it, it's his that enjoys it. So if you're making a lot of money with this Amazon business, don't forget to enjoy it.
Yes,
indeed.
Yes,
Thank
Alex,
you very much.
that's what I said at the beginning of the show. Let's enjoy life. I love it. I love it. Good to see you, Alex. I hope you're doing amazing in Bali,
Same.
of course.
Excellent. All right, going to say
guys.
some goodbyes. Liran, thank you for joining us again today.
Thanks,
Matthias, I'll see you tomorrow night. Alex,
Thanks,
I
brother.
look forward to seeing you soon. I haven't been. Last time I see you is 2019 in Romania. But
19.
hopefully,
Yeah,
19.
Bucharest. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So I look forward to meeting up again with you some point next year. But thank you for your time and joining the call, guys. And I say a farewell to the three of you. All right. Take care. Here we go. So we're now getting into the last group of people. Let's bring those on. I think, Patrick, I'm just going to mute your mic. There we go. We
Patrick
can
is
hear
having a
ourselves.
party in the background.
He's
It's
having his
okay.
own little party in the background.
Athena, you're live.
Oh,
Welcome
Yeah.
in.
hi guys.
Cool.
Sorry.
Right. So Yao is up next, and poor old Jamie, because it's probably about 3 o'clock in the morning in Australia, and he's got up especially for this. So thank you, Jamie. Yao, your tip for 2022.
So first of all, happy 800. I hope you can hear
I'm
me.
feeling it. I'm feeling it. Yeah.
So my tip would be combining what we do at Fortinet and the law firm. So with exits this year, towards the end of the years, we've been seeing that multiples have almost doubled compared to last year. So businesses are worth much more. But at the same time, the due diligence is becoming much more difficult and takes more time, and buyers are much more picky. So whatever you could do last year and, sell a black hat account or, a business that's not completely okay without a trademark or something like that, today that's not really possible. And my tip would be, if you're looking to sell in a year or in 6 months or somewhere soon, start now, start preparing, make sure that you're okay on all fronts. If it comes to health of the account, if we're talking about, having a trademark in the right categories for the right products, these are all things that buyers are now looking at, and I would suggest starting very early. You're on mute, I
Then
think.
he likes practicing speaking to himself.
There you go. I'm known for just sitting there waffling to myself. Yeah, thank you very much for that tip. Patrick next, and then we'll go to Yoni, because I know he's got to shoot off.
Great, Danny. Thanks for having us. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Patrick O'Connell, Chief Strategy Officer at Branded. Our tip for sellers in 2022 is to do something. And by the way, prior to joining Branded, I was an investment banker at Goldman Sachs for 15 years. So I've had a lot of experience in capital markets and M&A and whatnot. And so the tip from the Branded team for 2022 for sellers looking to sort of increase their exit multiple is to do something counterintuitive. And that is to admit your weaknesses. So when positioning your business with brokers, with buyers, as much as you love your business, as much as your business is your baby, don't let your ego get in the way. Admit your flaws, talk about and disclose the pain points in the business. As painful it is for you, these are actually opportunities for the buyer. So if you're having issues with PPC or supply chain or other sort of smaller issues in the business, bring these up. Don't hide them. A perfectly optimized business, yields a low multiple. A business that has a little bit of hair and some opportunities actually yields a higher multiple. So don't try to present the perfect business to buyers. You won't be doing yourself.
But you can understand why people do it. It's a good tip, but you understand why people do it because they think they're going to get shorted on their multiple if they show there's some areas in the businesses that are weak, or that the buyer may lose interest because it's not a shiny object. But obviously you do discovery, due diligence, and everything else, and you're going to find out a lot of the kinks anyway, aren't you?
Yes, and there's an art to doing this, right? So you don't want to undercut the core strength of the business, the great product that you have, the great market position that you have, the amazing brand. So this is a very tactical disclosure of what I call kind of non-fatal flaws, and it's a savvy way to increase your exit multiple.
Excellent. Great tip. Thank you very much. Yoni.
Hey, yeah, just I want to say a quick hello to everybody. So, hey, Danny. Hey, Izabela. Hi, Jamie. Nice to meet you. Yana, great to see you again. Patrick, I haven't seen you since 3 weeks ago in New York in the dinner party at the AMZ, so it was great. And Athena, I haven't seen you also in 3 weeks, so hopefully I'll see you soon. And all the parties coming up. Great time of the year, December, to celebrate everybody's hard work and hopefully success. I want to kind of actually borrow from Patrick, but it maybe in different dimensions. I'll put the title on it. Retail is detail. Retail is detail. It's all about the details. So, and the way that the details are done, I can use mathematics for that. So many sellers think, you layer up all the business, all the functions, A+ content, trademark, sourcing, branding, all that stuff. So they think it's 1 + 1 + 1. So if 1 + 1 + 1, maybe there's a 0 somewhere, or then another one is a 7, you'll get a good result. But if you shift your mind a little bit and realize it's actually not one plus, it's actually multiplying. So 1 times 5 times 3 times whatever, and that's how the equation works. So if you have a 0, one of them, everything will go into 0. What does that mean? So your listing looks great, branding is great, PPC, keywords, it's all great, but the product is not good. That's going to make your whole business fail. That's where, and when you multiply things and you have a 0, one of the functions is actually worth a 0 or minus. The whole equation will be 0. The clients or the consumers are not going to be happy, and the whole thing will fail. So retail is detail. Be very attentive to the details. Treat your business in all the layers and aspects of the business like it's a multiple. One affects the other. So if one of them is a 0 or underperforming, it's going to be a chain reaction that will affect everything else. So that's kind of the little tip, looking into the future, into next year, 2022. That should be the mindset, the dynamic of how to build and layer your business across all the functions. So short and sweet, I hope.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that. Up next is Jamie.
Danny, congratulations. Welcome, everybody. And Izabela, I just want to say a little mention to Sharon. I know she's sick at home, but Sharon's very much part of your team. So congratulations to you guys. Thanks for having me on. 4 o'clock in the morning, but that's all good. Life of entrepreneur in Australia. But my tip for 2022 is all around supply chain. Obviously, I've been involved in logistics before, my Amazon journey, and seeing the opportunities and the holes and people leaving money on the table. And we've managed to, over the last couple of years, to build some exciting tech that we've just launched, obviously shipsavvy.com. And anyone who sells on Amazon is leaving money on the table at the moment. And we know that through the algorithms that we've built in our software. You could be having products, any size products, and we build master cartons, pallets, all in Amazon thresholds. As soon as you start adding in thresholds like weights, size that Amazon have, that's a technical thing to start adding and trying to equate in your head. So we've built software to do it for you, and you can turn around your profits real quick. You can save money on receiving, prepping, packing. These are all things that people don't think about, and leaving money on the table right now, you can save it. LTL shipments, all that sort of stuff. We've been testing for the last year with big sellers, seven-figure sellers and plus, and they're just seeing containers and all sorts of things with their supply chain just explode because of things that they're just not thinking about, because it's hard to compute without software these days. But there was never anything built for Amazon sellers. So we've got some exciting software that's going to be able to help people with all click button stuff and really optimize your supply chain. I'm pretty passionate about it, been in logistics all my life. So I could see the holes when I came into the e-com space that we could really help people. It's designing master cartons and pallets all around Amazon thresholds, which is really cool. Things that you can't think of, rotating products and all sorts of stuff that you just could never compute without software. So it's really, really cool. and the results have been amazing. Yeah, so that's my tip for 2022. These are things that you can grab right now that you don't know about, straight off the table, and start saving money. So it's pretty cool.
Excellent. Thank you, Jamie. Athena.
Yes. Hello, Danny. I just
Hello.
got to London.
You just
I
got
have
to
not-
London.
Yes, I am here. Hello, everyone. So many beautiful people on here. Danny, thank you for bringing so many amazing people together. And Bella, I love you with all my heart, and what you bring to this industry is just phenomenal. So thank you for having me. The thing I'd like to talk about, I speak to a lot of sellers, and I've been in this industry now for about 7 years, and I've seen a lot of success, and I've also seen failures. I've seen people who have left the industry and decided to not keep going. And I've tried to really see what I notice is the difference. And for me, there's just a few things. One is being willing to risk and being the true definition of an entrepreneur and moving fast enough with enough velocity to go all the way in. So I'm hearing a lot of amazing tips and a lot of great things and different ideas. And right now with the industry and the aggregators and everything that's going on, there's so much difficulty. There's so much complications to what we're doing. But yet if you have the clarity and you have the focus and you're willing to really do the work and risk and put all, I tell my guys, like, stop launching just one product at a time, like really think a lot bigger. And I feel like if people do that, they're going to be successful, because at this point it's more survival of the fittest. It's almost like Game of Thrones. You either win or you die. So the days of just throwing, a spatula up there or a garlic press and hoping that it works are over. So to me, I think the main thing is having that clarity and focus of where you're going and putting enough velocity and just going all the way in 2022.
Excellent. Yana, you need to unmute.
Yes. Okay. So, hi everyone. Hi from
Yana's a pro at Zoom.
Isolating myself for the last 24 hours, and I cannot wait to get out of this freaking hotel room. And I'm really excited to be a part of the 800th episode. Thank you, Danny and Izabela and Sharon, and you're now here for everything that you're doing. And Jamie, I hope to see you live next year. And Yanni, I hope to see you soon for the ecom. And Patrick, hope to see you in person. And Athena, I will see you tomorrow. I'm especially.
I can't wait to see the dress, Yana. I can't
Oh
wait.
yes, you're everybody's in for a treat. That's all I'm gonna say about my outfit. It's gonna be awesome. So I'm really happy that we all made it to your 800 episodes, and I think it's been a really good year for everyone in e-commerce, like when it comes to businesses and growing businesses and everything. And I think 2022 is going to be exceptionally good as well. And I'm really happy that nobody said anything about international marketplaces, because I'm going to say something about that. If somebody else mentioned that before, I'm not going to talk about that. But I just want to say that international marketplaces have been on fire ever since COVID, and definitely this is something they should think about. And if you haven't thought about like going to Germany or any other marketplace, you should just go to brand analytics and see how well your product will do over there. Like, you don't need to hire anyone like a native speaker or anyone like it. You can just like go to Google Translate and just gonna type the two words that your product describes, and just see in brand analytics how well it goes. And you'll see how much you're leaving the money on the table, and basically how bad you need to go to Mexico or Japan or Germany or anywhere else like it, because we've seen very, very big brands doing it who haven't considered doing that before. So my tip for 2022 is like Q1, double check how good the revenue is for your products on international marketplaces. And the competitors, definitely. They're going to be less competitors than there are on the US marketplace, and hopefully less PPC clicks like cost for those products on international marketplaces.
Excellent. Cool. I'll finish the show with my tip, and I'm going to speak from experience here. And it goes back to the health thing again. For a number of years, I've mentioned it on the podcast, I've had to deal with chronic brain fog. So it got to points where I would only be able to work 3 hours a day and couldn't look at a computer screen. And last October, I just decided, with the heading into the peak of the lockdown going into Christmas, and I've spent tens of thousands in medical costs going around the world getting tests, try and work out what's going on. And so for the last 10 years, all I've done is relentlessly built businesses. I come back from a massive failure, and I knew that this is my last shot. I was unemployable because I was a failure. And so I just got my head down for 10 years, locked in front of the computer, working 6-7 days a week, stupid amount of hours. Now, a lot of people say, you know, and we joke about it, is like, no one cares, worked harder, but there was no way back from me. It was like shit or bust for me. And what I'd done was completely burnt myself out. When I went around the whole medical system, the US, the UK, national health, and you're waiting months in between for tests and stuff. In October last year, I just decided to go against every medical way of doing things, because they say you need to relax, you need to rest and everything. So I decided on October the 4th last year, I'm going to break my body down and rebuild it. And so I went on a run for 207 days in a row in the gym. Every day I strapped my hands up, my knees, and drank coffee and done the mental gymnastics just to go in the gym. It started off at 10 minutes a day, and then 20 minutes a day, then 30 minutes a day. Twice in the first week, I put myself in bed with fatigue. But over a time, what happened, the weight come off, I put some muscle on my body. I went for further tests. I found out my B12 was 34, and the bottom of the range is 200, and the top of the range is 700. And my consultant said, I'm surprised you're not dead. I also, on a TRT program, I have peptides, and I have 6 meals a day. And it just sounds crazy with all the stuff that you do. But now most of my medical issues have gone. And why? Because I'm getting exercise, and we're doing the things that you're meant to do, not sit in front of a computer screen. You do that year after year, 11 years sitting in a room in front of the computer screen, not getting daylight, not doing any exercising, eating shit food, drinking too much alcohol, partying too much, and all those kind of stuff. When you make money, you can never enjoy it, because you're walking from one disaster to another. So my advice to everyone, and there's a lot of people in the Amazon space that has autoimmune disease and all different kinds of ailments where they've earned a lot of money and they're physically not fit to get to the next level. And at 46, I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my life. And one of the things is that it just comes down to, once you get a taste of making good money and you can get yourself further up the ladder, then you realize is that you've got no life because your health is so bad. There was one point I was sitting down, and I remember this was in January, even with the training and stuff, my hands were shaking. So what was happening is my left hand was just like convulsing all the time, and I couldn't stop it. That came down to the B12 being so low and my body being so depleted. And the thing is, we can't all be like Google doctors and everything else, but I know a lot of people, even recently, exits nearly eight figures. 2 of them have still got health issues now that they're dealing with because they've burnt themselves, put out in their business. So yes, we're meant to work hard. Yes, we're entrepreneurs. But I will say one thing, none of this shit matters unless you've got your health. So if you're out there and burning both candle at both ends in the Amazon space, which most people do, you're stressed the fuck, and you might not process it mentally, but there's no free biological free lunch. So you'll push it there into your body. And so all I'm saying to people now is that if you want to get up to the next level, that's all well and good, but you need to be physically fit to get there. And at 46, I'm not getting any younger. So if I'm going to extend the other end of my life and have a career that I want to play for the long game, I need to be physically fit for myself and my family. So I implore everyone out there who's listening to this, money doesn't matter if you don't have your health. So focus on your health and make that part of your life, make that part of your lifestyle, because it's not a happy place going from doctor to doctor.
Best tip so far, Danny. Thank you.
Love that, Danny.
You're welcome. And guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I look forward to seeing you all soon. And yeah, I won't say here's to another 800 because I'm not sure if people could put up my voice for another 800 episodes. But we'll
yes, we can, Danny.
But no, seriously, I really love what we do in this community. I know wars go off and this person and that person, but on the whole, I think when you look around from industry to industry, I see a lot of bright, amazing people, and I've made a lot of friends within this industry. And I think, yeah, focus on being kind, working hard, sort out your health. Health's so important. Otherwise, fuck the money. It's irrelevant, because if you can't use the money to fix your health, then it's pointless. It's game over. So there'll be a lot of people seeing this and take it from my experience. I just run myself into the ground because I'm mentally strong. It processes through my body, because I'm like, I like to solve problems. So it's like, for me, it's like, it's always going off. There's always some sort of fucking drama going on. But for me, it's like, even my wife says, I don't understand what's going on, because most people struggle with that. But that's not to be proud of. You can take so much shit that it's good. What you need to be able to do is process that on the mental and the physical level. And one of the best ways to do that is to look after your body. And if you look after your body, you'll look after everything else.
Love it.
All right. So we're going to say farewell, Athena, Patrick, farewell, Yoni, farewell, Yana, I'll see you tomorrow. Jamie, I'll see you again soon as well. Thank you, guys.
Awesome message, mate.
You're welcome. Take care. Okay. And now there were two. How are we doing?
Amazing. What a great show, Danny. Everybody just showed up and really gave it their best. It's like all these minds and everything that they think of and put it into like the most actionable tips. And that's what I feel like everybody delivered today.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. Like I literally, I want to go back and write everything down, what everybody said. And I think if there was at least like 2 or 3 things that anybody listening, they could take from what was shared today, they would see a lot of improvement. I mean, obviously health is the most important. So always pick health. If there's one thing that you can do for the next year, do that. Work on your mindset, definitely. Enjoy life more. And yeah, follow all these great minds tips. I mean, it was amazing. What did you think, Danny?
I loved it. I love doing these because it's not just about, oh yeah, we've got to 800. It's an opportunity to bring as many people together as possible and recognize them as well and their contributions. You know what I'm about. I use any small influence I have to put other people on, whether it's Branded by Women, Seller Sessions Live, people, new people coming into the industry, try and help them move up the ladder as well, and just use my time and energy in the right places to see who we can help. Do you know what I mean? You get a buzz out of that as well. It's a nice feeling when you know that you can put someone on the podcast and watch them fly, over the next few months, and it helps them or their business or there's some of their challenges as well, and putting people in the right rooms, being able to introduce people and say, you should speak to such and such and such. You can make a difference to people's lives, and people make a difference to mine. And I think if you can focus on paying it forward, it's never going to harm you. Helping other people never harm you. I'm sure, of course, you're going to get disrespectful people will do things for the wrong reasons, but you filter those people out. And you should change on what you stand for. That's my purpose in life. Like, I want to be able to help people get on, and that's my focus. That's my upper purpose of life.
That's beautiful. And I love this community that we created, and we see, the same people, and then we get closer and closer, and you get to know people more personally, and then we meet at events, and then we become friends. And it's like the outside world doesn't really understand us when it comes to the Amazon nerds. So having that somebody just to bounce ideas off of, and all of us being together, and I think it's probably the first time in my life where I really feel like I fit in. Like all the other careers that I worked in, I mean, they were great, but this is like what I call home. And I post this all the time on my Instagram. Like, this is my Amazon family, and I actually mean it. Because even though we're, you're in UK, Yana's in Serbia, like we're all in different places, yet we have this connection that sometimes I feel closer than some of my closest friends, because we understand each other on another level. 1, we have Amazon in common. 2, we have entrepreneurship in common. And most of us we're all on the same mindset when it comes to how we want to live our life and who we want to be surrounded by. So I'm really enjoying this. And thank you again for having me as a co-host. It's been a year and a month actually today, December 2nd. And I'm excited to see what we can do next year and
there's going to be a lot of stuff. I've got a lot of stuff we'll get planned in for next year. But the bit I was going to revert back to you saying about fitting in. At the end of the day, we're all fucking crazy, aren't we? Like doing this shit. Anyway, you have to be a bit damaged to be an entrepreneur in the first place, right? Because you do the shit that no one wants to touch or they're scared to do. And we just get on and do it anyway. And we have to suck up our losses. We take our learning processes from that, and then we do our best to enjoy the wins where we can enjoy the wins, But I think that's what makes it different. You'll find that most people, it's a bit like the music industry as well. It's like, are we oddballs? I don't know, but we it doesn't mean we're better or anything. It's just we're a bit different to a lot of people because of our taste of what we want to do. You know, we want to work hard, we want to play hard, and we want to enjoy life, and that's not for everyone. And so sometimes you don't fit into the conformity of everyday life. Do you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean you're better than anyone else, because I don't believe in that whatsoever. I just think people are different, and what happens, you migrate into these groups. And this is where it comes from. You know, it's the same with me with the music industry. Like when going back years, it's like the rave scene was my family. There was something, that tribal thing of being all under one roof, you know, having these people that you can very much relate to on the tribal level in terms of music. Yeah. You have these same taste in things. You build these long-term friendships. And I think that's what happens in a community like this and in other industries as well. But I think, you know, we're a tight-knit community overall. And yeah, we have, you know, problems, stuff go up and down, you know, people, handbags at dawn and gossip and all that kind of stuff. But I think on the whole, I think we're pretty damn lucky.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. I love this. I love waking up every day and doing something that I love to, and being able to joke about it and have a little fun with it. And, you know, we don't all have to be so serious. Like we work at a 9 to 5, you know, this is what we do now, and we get to enjoy our lives. So just really enjoy it. Get to live every single moment.
We only get one, don't we? So we might as well make the most of it.
Well, that's what they say. I don't know. I mean,
you coming back, are you? You're going to come back and haunt me. Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah. Cool. All right, sweetie. Right, let's sign off. Guys, thank you so much. 800 in. I don't know how longer we're going to go, but I'm happy if you're happy. Thank you so much, because we wouldn't keep doing it unless people turned up and download the podcast. It wouldn't be worth anyone's time. But because people do, that's what's really important. And they're going back to, you remember we done the show on power corrupts and absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. It just, the book for me is the power paradox. Your audience or your people put you where you are, and that I'm very much grateful for. And always said, respect your listeners, respect your content, and be consistent. So with that, I'm out. Lots of love, everyone. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself and your family, and we'll see you back here next week.
Love you guys.